The Panthers had fired their head coach, Matt Rule, and they are in a full-blown rebuild and ready to listen to trade offers for their veteran players. I've seen a ton of videos and articles on whether or not the Bears should trade for wide receiver DJ Moore. I think DJ is a heck of a receiver. I would love to have him. That being said, I simply do not believe we would spend the draft capital it would take to get him. It would cost at least a second round pick, but most likely a first round pick. I do believe there are some realistic players out there we could trade for. I just do not think DJ Moore is that guy right now. I've seen his name circulating a lot and a lot of videos on him that I chose not to watch, so I don't know if people are saying it's realistic or not. I just don't see it. His teammate Robbie Anderson, though, now this one is interesting. Robbie Anderson had a connection with Panthers head coach Matt Rule, who was recently fired. Since then, rumors have swirled around a lot of Panthers veterans in the trade mill, including Christian McCaffrey and Robbie Anderson. In last weekend's game, Anderson was removed from the sideline for arguing with the coaches. He spoke after the game, admitted he was frustrated, but from all of the reports is a well-liked locker room guy who works and practices hard. He was frustrated and wanted to be in the game. What I want to say is that Robbie Anderson would immediately upgrade our receiving core and possibly be our best receiver. Together with Mooney, they might be more prototypical number 2 receivers in the NFL, but together I think they would be a formidable duo and provide a huge upgrade over Equanimous St. Brown. On top of being a taller receiver at 6'3", he is also a deep threat down the field and would be a favorite for Justin Fields. Update: as I was editing this video, the Arizona Cardinals have traded for Robbie Anderson, so I'm going to edit this next part out and tell you guys why we missed out on this one, and I really think we should have pulled the trigger. We have N'Keal Harry returning already. If we could have added Robbie Anderson to the mix for a late round pick, our wide receiver room would have been much improved for the rest of the season. Also, his contract only has one more year remaining after this year. He would be on the books for $12 million in 2023, but zero of that is guaranteed, meaning if it didn't work out, we could cut him and save the entire $12 million. I was really hoping we would pull off a move for Robbie. I wrote up this video last night and was actually watching some tape on him before I went to bed. I was recording this video today and got the news from my buddy Chicago John that Robbie was heading to Arizona. They got yet another weapon for Kyler Murray. This was disappointing. Like always, there are always more wide receivers out there. I was just really intrigued by this addition, while the rest of the media seemed focused on DJ Moore. Also, this just in, Adam Schefter just confirmed the details of the trade. The Panthers sent a 6th rounder from 2024 and a 7th rounder from 2025 in exchange for Robbie Anderson. The fact that they sent 2 picks makes me feel like other teams were definitely interested, and it's possible we even offered a pick, but regardless, the Arizona Cardinals got the deal done. No idea if we were interested or not, but I would have loved this addition. However, Robbie won't be the last wide receiver traded. This last offseason, we saw Marquise Brown, Devontae Adams, Tyreek Hill, A.J. Brown, Amari Cooper, and Robert Woods, among others, all get traded. So there will be more opportunities. Anderson is probably the least talented out of all the guys I just mentioned, but he would have been a decent fit for the Bears. Since Robbie was already traded, I want to mention the other Panther I think we should at least call and ask about. Wide receiver Terrance Marshall Jr., who was a 2nd-round pick last year and hasn't had many opportunities in Carolina. I think there is definitely a chance that with Robbie gone now, the Panthers will look to play Terrance Marshall more. He didn't have a single target the first 4 weeks of the season, but he has 5 targets over the last 2 games. He caught 4 passes for 30 yards. Marshall is 6'2", 200 pounds, and has a lot of skills. Considering he is only 22 years old and was a 2nd-round pick last year, it wouldn't hurt to ask the Panthers about him. I think the odds they move on from him are slim, but considering they seem to be taking calls on a lot of players, it wouldn't hurt to ask. They also have Bradley Bozeman, who is currently not their starting center. He was the starting center for the Ravens the last few years. He was signed in free agency and was a center I wanted the Bears to target. Maybe a change of scenery wouldn't hurt there either. It wouldn't hurt to ask. I usually don't pay much attention to trade rumors. Most are false, like all of the talk of the DK Metcalf and Deebo Samuel trades this offseason. Guys, please stop commenting and saying that we should have traded for DK Metcalf. He didn't get traded, and he is not getting traded. The Seahawks re-signed him to a big deal. However, this situation in Carolina is real. Robbie Anderson has already been moved, and it's possible the Panthers move a couple of other players before the trade deadline in 2 weeks. I don't expect Poles to trade a bunch of picks, but I hope he at least calls around to gauge interest. I will keep you guys updated. Stay tuned. Remember to hit that like button for me. I appreciate everybody who watches the videos. Stay tuned, and until next time, bear down.